Hi, welcome to Jigsaw Geek, and today I am going to talk about this puzzle. And this is called Feels Like Freedom, and it is a 1,000 piece FX Schmidt puzzle. I'm going to talk about doing this puzzle while I roll the time-lapse footage. Now, I did the time-lapse footage in stages, and then I went out of town. So I did about 40 to 50% of the puzzle, and then I went out of town for a couple of days, and then I finished it when I got back. And that's one reason you might see a jump in the time-lapse footage, and it's also a reason why I didn't put out a short, although I still might. Because I just didn't film the entire thing. I would come into the room and put in a couple of pieces and then leave and then come back and do some more. But this puzzle was pretty difficult, but you have to admit this image is stunning. So I started with the edge pieces, and then I did the eagle. The eagle was pretty easy because of the texture and the different light on the different parts of the eagle's body. For example, on the head, you have a really bright side and then a dark side. And then the wings had a different texture of feather patterns. So that was pretty easy. Now from there, I went to the horse and the rider. The horse was really easy because it was the only really solid black pieces. And then I went to the rider. The rider was also pretty easy, although one piece of the hat took me the very central piece of the hat took me a long time to put in. And I had it and I kept using it and I kept trying to put it in, and finally it dawned on me because that white stripe through the middle of that piece could only go in the hat. But it took me a while. Then I was working on the rock, and I did all of the shadow that goes with the horse and the rider. And from there, that's when the puzzle got really difficult because most of the desert had different color gradations, but they would appear 3 or 4 different places. And so filling in that actually took me the majority of the time, as I knew it would, but this puzzle never got boring just because of all the slight color variations. Now, whenever I go to the desert and I exclaim, wow, how beautiful, my husband was like, what? I don't see anything. I think the desert has so much beauty in it, and it's just learning to look at the different gradations, and that really is brought out in this puzzle. Now, I've already glued this puzzle together, or used the glue strips, and I actually filmed that because I had a commenter ask about how I glue the puzzles together and how I store them. So I actually filmed putting those strips on, and then I am going to film the portfolio aspect of this, and I'm going to put that into a separate video. But that should be coming soon. I'll probably film that later today or tomorrow. Next, I am working on this puzzle, so you should see that coming soon. Okay, let me do it the right side up. And this puzzle is already a lot of fun, and the pieces are so beautifully put together. This is probably the best feeling puzzle that I've ever done. This is beautiful. But what I have to say is that I am sad because today, this puzzle box and this puzzle box, gorgeous puzzle boxes, they are going into the garbage because I just don't have the space, and that's why I did them, because the puzzle boxes are so huge. So say goodbye to those puzzle boxes, even though this one feels like a vintage puzzle. And look at that. Oh my gosh, that image is just beautiful. But sorry, puzzle boxes, you are going into the garbage. As always, if you have any comments, please put them, and I want to thank all of you for the support.